That is right. You are listening to the home of conservative, not bitter talk. And yes, I'm your host, Todd Huff. Email, as always, todd@toddhuffshow.com, facebook.com/Todd Huff Show for those that want to watch the program live or on demand. It's good to be here. Thank you for joining us. And we've got a lot of stuff to get to. Today. We have Trump nominating Amy Coney Barrett over the weekend. We have Trump and Biden debating tomorrow night. And we have Biden. I'm going to start with this. Joe Biden, folks. It's interesting to me to listen to people talk about the upcoming debate and campaign as we are now just 5 weeks away from Election Day. And yes, we'll talk a little about Project Veritas, ballot harvesting, voter fraud, all that's going on in Minnesota that Project Veritas has uncovered in spite of the media's insistence, the Democrat Party's insistence that voter fraud is basically, it's never happened in the history of voting. There's never been one single case, this is what they want you to believe, of voter fraud, of something illegal, of something that gives vote by mail a bit of a black eye. None of that has ever once happened. Nothing at all. This is what they want you to believe. But we will talk about that. But Joe Biden was on with, who was it? He was on here with Stephanie Ruhle of MSNBC. This is September 26th. So I think this happened Saturday. I suppose it's going to happen Friday night, and it was posted on Saturday. But I think it happened sometime Saturday morning. Joe Biden being interviewed. And we're, of course, supposed to believe that the left is licking their chops here over the opportunity for Joe Biden to be able to stand up before Donald Trump tomorrow night in Cleveland on Fox News and just challenge him and correct Trump and, just obliterate him in this upcoming debate. Meanwhile, this guy cannot keep his, basic information straight. If you haven't heard this, I want you to hear this. Biden is talking about his time in the Senate. I want to share a personal story about this. My youngest daughter, our second child, she heard me playing this soundbite over the weekend. It made me laugh when I heard it. And then she overheard what he said, and I'll fill you in on what she asked after she heard this soundbite. But this is Biden with Stephanie Ruhle, MSNBC, talking about his time in the Senate. This is what he says.
That's why I made it a priority my entire career to work closely with you. From the time I got to the Senate 180 years ago, as well as my tenure as vice president.
Yeah, so Biden tells Stephanie Ruhle the time he got to the Senate 180 years ago. 180 years ago, my daughter overheard this on the weekend as we were, we were just hanging out. I don't know if we were getting ready for something. And she heard that clip, and she looked at me dead serious. She's 9 years old, by the way, an absolute hoot. And she said to me, "Dad, how old is he?" I later asked her, I said, "Why did you ask me how old he was?" And she said, "Well, he said he'd been in the Senate for 180 years. How old is this guy?" Basically, Dad, I didn't think you could live to be 180. I've never heard this age before. I didn't know that someone that old would, be alive, let alone running for president of the United States. So this is the kind of stuff that, look, I don't want to say to expect this, anticipate this, but it's a very, very common thing, especially he's got 90 minutes, folks. 90 minutes. Now, will he have The old conversation and the allegations of Hillary and the earpiece and all this sort of thing coming back, and can they do something to keep in Joe's ear to keep him on track and all these sorts of things. Who knows? But that isn't where Joe stopped. No, that's not where Joe stopped at all. In fact, he actually compares Trump to Joseph Goebbels, the Nazi propagandist back during the Hitler regime, the Hitler reign back in Nazi Germany. This is during the same interview. This is the same interview that Biden. Now you can say he does make the comparison, but he's not saying Trump is Goebbels. What he is saying is that Trump has the same philosophy as Joseph Goebbels, and that he will lie and lie and lie and lie and lie enough so that people eventually hear the lie enough to believe that it is in fact the truth. And that's, of course, what the propagandists believe, which, by the way, sounds an awful lot to me like what we hear happening in a lot of the messaging we hear today. The way that, the things that we hear on a regular basis, the things that we focus on, the things that the media makes sure we stay on. Now, that's, of course, not saying the media is Nazis, but it is saying that they have the same mentality, that they want to focus on things, create a public opinion based upon how they discuss it. How on earth? I actually had someone play share a video clip with me the other day, and I heard the person in the clip actually make the claim that the reason President Trump doesn't like TikTok is because it's the only social media that he doesn't have control of. And I thought, what universe does one have to live in to believe that the president controls Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, etc., but not TikTok? Of course, he doesn't. It's a situation altogether different with their connections to the Chinese Communist Party and so forth. But anyway, some people actually believe this sort of stuff, believe that the only thing keeping us from Trump having complete and utter control over the media is TikTok, I guess. It's just insane thinking. The idea that President Trump and that the media is not actively looking for stuff constantly to dig up. We got this story about his taxes, which is supposed to rattle and shake the world of the president here with the allegations made as to what his tax returns supposedly show, which, by the way, they don't show any collusion with Russia or whatever else they told us that they were going to find, but they showed apparently what they're telling us, that the president didn't pay very much in taxes in recent years, something like $750. I don't have it pulled up in front of me, but those are the allegations against the president. I don't know that it said that he deceptively filed taxes or that he filed an incorrect return. They were just upset that his return, according to their reporting, only showed that he paid $750. Look, if he violated tax law and filed a return that was factually incorrect or deceptive or illegal, he's lying about stuff, that's one thing, but those aren't the allegations I see. In fact, the allegations are just simply he didn't pay enough. Well, if you follow the law, unless you broke the law, whatever you pay isn't the person's fault. For what universe do these people live in? Do they think that people say, how can I pay the most in taxes? The reason people hire accountants is because of this very reason. They want to limit their tax liability. Anyway, but this whole notion that President Trump is the one that's being able to get away with telling lies and enough. Here's the clip, Joe Biden comparing Trump to Goebbels.
Well, I'm not sure anybody that hadn't already made up their mind there for Trump believes, but who knows? But that's, he's sort of like Goebbels. You say the lie long enough, keep repeating it, it becomes common knowledge.
He almost got that right. It's not just that it's common knowledge, it's that it's truth. I don't know, Democrats sometimes have trouble uttering the word truth, the radical wing of the Democrat Party and truth do not dare sit at the same table or even in the same room, same zip code, one would argue even the same universe. But it's not just common knowledge, it's truth. You hear a lie repeated long enough, often enough, frequently enough, with a certain vim and vigor, and eventually it is said that that lie is believed to be the truth. Not just common knowledge, but the actual truth. And that's what Biden is accusing Trump of. So, but actually the idea that Trump has the ability to do this, to me, is a little bit with the media against Trump, it's a little bit wishful thinking. But nonetheless, this is what Biden says. He also calls Stephanie Ruhle John at one point, which I won't play that. But the last thing is listen to this exchange. Again, he's trying to, malign Trump. For all we know, he's looking at a teleprompter to answer his questions, even though they fact-checked this and they said Biden is not using a teleprompter. No. Not using a teleprompter to answer his questions and so forth. You can make your own determination on that. But here he is getting effectively stuck in, a rut. He can't. It's actually embarrassing. It's a television. I know it's on MSNBC and not many people are probably watching, but it's still a televised interview with a popular source of so-called media. But listen to this. And the host, Stephanie Ruhle, has to give him the answer for what he's looking for here. What happens if this occurs tomorrow night during the debates? Again, that's really why I want to run through this with you. We're told that Biden is licking his chops, looking for the opportunity to expose Trump for who he is and his inabilities to be president and all sorts of lies and deception. This guy can't keep anything straight. Says he's been in the Senate 180 years and calls the host John when she's clearly a woman. I know that we're not supposed to notice those things in 2020, but you could at least think he would come up with a name like Susie or Julie or something. Anyway, this is Biden getting stuck during one of his attacks on Trump, and the host has to bail him out. It's pretty embarrassing, to be honest. Here it is.
Appreciated. For example, the Paycheck Protection Act. 1% of the money's gone out. 1%. 1% of the that's not the paycheck. The bill for small businesses. Lending.
There you
Mainstream
go.
lending. 1%'s gone out.
There you go. I'll help you, Joe. I can't watch this in any more agony. I can't watch this anymore. I got to bail you out. Here, it's mainstream lending. Quits. He's got his eyes closed. He's rubbing he's got his hand up by his brow. He's trying to remember this. Again, I take no pleasure in this. You've heard me say this before. I take no pleasure in thinking about really what's going on here with Joe Biden. I really don't. Not at all. I know some folks, if this was happening to Trump, folks would be cheering this on wildly. They would love this to be the case with President Trump. Remember when Trump's brother died a month or so ago? When Trump's brother died, they said it was the wrong Trump. They cheered, or they actually wished, fingers crossed, the one who died was President Trump and not his brother. The wrong Trump died. And that's absolutely 100% true and accurate, but there's no consequences for that. Nobody cares if you're cheering for the death of the president. But that is, of course, what they do. That is, of course, who some of these folks, who they are. But I don't take any pleasure in this. I'm just simply saying the notion, the idea that the Biden campaign is licking their chops and rubbing their hands together in eager anticipation of tomorrow night's debate, just based on this interview alone, which we've played a couple of clips from. There's no way in this world that that's reality. None. And if it is their reality, they've not been paying attention and they're about to get smacked up the side of the head, metaphorically speaking, of course. Metaphorically speaking, whenever they look at tomorrow night's debate and what's about to transpire. So, that being said, I've got to take a quick break. You're listening here to the home of conservative. We've got much more to get to. Much more to get to, and we'll do that after this break. Sit tight, be back in just a minute.
Listen to Todd's show on your way to work, but want to hear more? Don't miss a beat. Visit toddhuffshow.com/listen to catch the program anytime, anywhere.
Have you seen the price of custom cabinetry and countertops lately? If you're looking for quality, affordable remodels, call Carriage House Woodworking. Our helpful professionals will walk you through every step of the process. We're offering a free sink base with qualifying purchases. Just enter CHWEINC.com/Todd or call 317-406-3042. Call Carriage House Woodworking. You won't have to spend your kids' inheritance just to upgrade your kitchen.
Our sense of smell stimulates memory and emotion. A scent can seemingly transport us to another place in time. Homemade, hand-poured candles and melts from spur-of-the-moment creations will give your nose the experience the rest of your body is missing during any season of the year. Crackling firewood, fresh-cut grass, Macintosh apple, and even racing fuel are some of their over 200 engaging fragrances. Visit spurofthemomentcreations.com and enter coupon code TODD at checkout to receive 15% off your order today.
Radon is an invisible, odorless gas that kills more people than drunk driving. In fact, radon is the leading cause of lung cancer in non-smokers. Is radon threatening the health of your family? Call Radon Environmental at 317-843-0804. Radon Environmental specializes in radon testing and mitigation. The process is quick, easy, and worth it. Radon Environmental wants to make sure your family's health is not at risk. Call 317-843-0804.
Hey Indianapolis, by now you've probably heard about Jody Dowdle with Midwest Tax Group. Jody and his team are experts at helping you prepare your personal or small business tax returns. You can count on Midwest Tax Group to get every deduction possible and work for your higher refund. And not just on this year's taxes, they'll check your prior returns for any tax savings you may have missed for free. Are you behind on filing your returns? They can file past due returns and help negotiate with the IRS too. They complete most tax returns within a week and charge an affordable flat fee, no hourly billing. And as their client, you can consult with the team at Midwest Tax Group year-round at no charge. Midwest Tax Group has 4 office locations in Castleton, Greenwood, Plainfield, and Greenfield, with evening and weekend appointments available. Schedule your appointment today at 317-288-5260. That's 317-288-5260. Or visit their website at mwtaxgroup.com. Midwest Tax Group can help you more than any piece of software ever could.
Are you one of the growing number of Hoosiers who are concerned about higher taxes, increased spending, and massive debt? So am I. I'm Donald Rainwater, the Libertarian candidate for governor of the state of Indiana. I believe that all Hoosier businesses provide the necessities of life to their owners and employees, and that all Hoosiers are essential. As your governor, I will safeguard your rights to life, liberty, property, and the pursuit of happiness as defined by you, not the government. To learn more, go to rainwaterforindiana.com. We need better government, not bigger government. My name's Donald Rainwater, and I approve this message. Paid for by Rainwater for Indiana.
Business leaders, are your employees satisfied with their jobs? Do they enjoy coming to work and feel valued? Workforce Chaplains can help. Locally owned, we work with organizations to provide holistic care to their employees. I'm Marcus Schrader, president of Workforce Chaplains, and we offer your team a 24/7 support system that positively affects your company's culture and productivity. With our personalized pricing and diverse support system, we handle the issues that you wish you had time for. To learn more, visit us at workforcechaplains.com.
Did you know that there are 21,000 chimney fires annually? It's one of the reasons why it's so important to have a CSIA certified chimney technician clean and inspect your chimney every year. Keep your family safe by joining our 3-year sweep and inspection plan. And mention Todd to be entered to win $1,000 in cash. Contact Smalling Masonry, a Christian-owned business, at 317-903-8121 to learn more today.
Welcome back. So there's something else I want to talk about here this morning, and yes, we'll talk a little bit about the ballot harvesting here after this segment. But there's something else I want to get to that that I saw over the weekend as well. Tamika Mallory, she is Now Women's March co-founder. She is in a press conference that was being held by Benjamin Crump, the attorney, or one of the attorneys representing the Breonna Taylor family. This is Friday at a press conference. She went after and attacked Daniel Cameron. Daniel Cameron is the Attorney General in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, and he is the one who, of course, was leading the grand jury and that whole investigation regarding Breonna Taylor, since the local prosecutor filed some conflict of interest. And so the Attorney General, who is a black man, he, of course, made an announcement last week that people are upset about because there was one charge that the grand jury has recommended, but nothing else. No murder charges or anything like that. And we went through some of this. There's even more that has come out since that particular, since we heard that announcement back last week. But so Daniel Cameron makes this announcement and so forth, and there is, of course, a lot of reaction and response, some that includes violence, some that includes rioting, some that includes just protests, some that includes people taking to podiums and microphones and saying things that are just downright inexcusable. And I can only imagine if this sort of thing was uttered by a conservative black woman, black man, etc. This is really incredible. And I would like to say to black voters out there, who is constantly questioning your blackness? Who is it? We've got Biden. Remember this? He told Charlemagne the God, whatever that's supposed to mean. He told Charlemagne the God that you aren't black. You ain't black is what he said. You ain't black if you vote for Trump over Biden. Now we've got Tamika Mallory. Now one could say, well, no, I don't want to say that. I was going to say one could at least say she was black, but again, acting as though a race of people is some monolithic group, which Biden also said, by the way. Remember that when he was being interviewed by, for some, I don't know if it was on Telemundo or some Hispanic outlet, some Hispanic channel or what have you. He said Hispanics aren't like blacks. Blacks are not a very diverse group. I'm paraphrasing. In fact, I think what he said was Hispanics are a very diverse group, unlike the black community. It's something like that. Basically, people who are Hispanic, they are different. People who are black, I guess, in Biden's mind, are all the same. And Biden has apparently the black test that he can reference. He can say, nope, if you do this, you're not black enough. If you vote for Trump and not Biden in 2020, you ain't black, is what he said. Not even black enough. You ain't even black, according to Biden, as he would say it. Now we've got Tamika Mallory out there. Tamika Mallory saying some really reprehensible things about Daniel Cameron in the wake of the Breonna Taylor grand jury findings. Here is what she has to say.
He mentioned at the press conference, which I thought was quite interesting, that he's a black man. And as I laid and cried and hurt for Tamika Palmer and for Breonna Taylor and for Kenny Walker and for Janiyah, who we need to love up on. As I laid there and I thought about him saying he's a black man, I thought about the ships that went into Fort Monroe and Jamestown with our people on them over 400 years ago. And how there were also black men on those ships that were responsible for bringing our people over here. Daniel Cameron is no different than the sellout Negroes that sold our people into slavery.
She said it.
And helped white men to capture our people, to abuse them and to traffic them while our women were raped, while our men were raped by savages. That is who you are, Daniel Cameron. You are a coward, you are a sellout, and you were used by the system to harm your own mama, your own black mama. We have no respect for you. No respect for your black skin. Because all of our skin folk ain't our kin folk. And you do not belong to black people at all.
Wow. Okay. I mean, there you have it. She is apparently her and Biden. I don't know if Biden and her had a conference about this. Is Biden going to now say that Daniel Cameron ain't black? I guess he's already said that, because one can presume that Daniel Cameron is going to vote for President Trump and not for Joe Biden. Now we've got Tamika Mallory. What'd she call him? She called him a sellout. She called him, her words, not mine, sellout Negro is what she said. She said, Daniel Cameron is no different than the sellout Negroes who sold our people into slavery. Think about that. That is her conclusion. That is her conclusion after watching. I'm watching it actually, ironically, in the background now, Daniel Cameron. And his speech about the Breonna Taylor case on, I guess it was last Wednesday is what it looks like here. So now he's apparently the same as people who were black who were involved in the slave trade 400 years ago. That's what the current Attorney General, in the mind of Tamika Mallory, that's what he's like. Today, September of 2020, he's like as she put it again, her words not mine, the sellout Negroes who sold our people into slavery 400 years ago. That's who she said Daniel Cameron is. You could disagree with I just the leaps here, the comparisons here to say that he's like, it's just remarkable to me when you look at the facts of the case. And again, one can look at the facts of the case and see that it had an absolutely tragic outcome, but yet saying something has a tragic outcome does not mean that it's necessarily murder. Could have been, but the evidence does not suggest that. The evidence does not suggest that. Tragic, yes. Terribly sad, yes. And I know that there's more that, we're just, I think a lot of folks are still learning from leaked reports and so forth as to, Breonna Taylor's potential involvement in the selling of drugs in the past and so forth. There's lots of stuff. None of that says that she should be shot, but it's of course different than the narrative that we had at the beginning, which said that police came to the wrong house. She was just in bed. They walked in and shot her as she was sleeping. That, of course, is not what happened. She may have been sleeping when the initial knock happened, but they were awakened, and her boyfriend admitted to firing a shot. That's what is. I mean, there's no dispute about that. Then the question becomes, if you are shot at as a law enforcement officer, one of them was struck in the leg, I believe striking his femoral artery. What then are you supposed to do? I'd like to hear, that's what I want to hear these folks say who say irresponsible things like that. If you're a police officer and get shot in the leg, striking your femoral artery, which you can bleed to death quickly from that. What are they supposed to do? Should they have turned around and run out of the apartment? Should they put their hands up, drop their weapons? What should they have done? What should have happened there? Anyway, again, I ask black voters out there, who are the ones that are constantly questioning whether or not you're truly black? Who are the ones that are questioning you politically and saying you're not black enough, or you're, in the words of Tamika Mallory, you are a sellout Negro. So what she said, her words, not mine. Gotta take a break. Come back and shift gears here when we get back. You're listening to the home of conservative, not bitter talk. I'm your host, Todd Huff. Back in just a minute.
Is it possible to be a fan of the show if you don't have the gear to prove it? Why not be safe and remove all doubt? Shop for official merchandise at toddhuffshow.com/shop today.
What if your bank treated you like a person instead of an account number? What if you could sit across from the person you are opening an account with or requesting a loan from and have an actual conversation? You may be thinking, Todd, that's crazy talk. Well, not at Citizens Bank. Come visit them in Monrovia and meet Nick Gibson, their new branch manager, and the rest of their staff. Or give them a call at 317-831-0110. Citizens Bank is an equal housing lender and member FDIC.
The printing industry has changed a lot since we opened for business in 1931, but what our clients expect from us really hasn't changed. Quality print, fast turnaround, and competitive prices. We've learned a lot at Moeller Printing over 86 years and 3 generations. Why not put that experience to work for you? Call 317-353-2224 and mention discount code RADIO to receive 10% off your first order. Call Moeller Printing at 317-353-2224.
Geothermal tax credits are back, making this the perfect time to install a new Climate Master geothermal system. Take advantage of this limited time 26% tax credit and begin cutting your heating and cooling bills immediately. Visit indianageothermal.com/info to get your free Climate Master information kit or call 317-829-1490. Visit indianageothermal.com/info or call 317-829-1490. Geothermal, it's cheaper than you think.
All your life, you've planned and taken care of the people you love. They always knew you had a plan. Taking care of your final wishes will give them one final gift. Buying your headstones direct through Thomas Monument saves your loved ones additional stress during a difficult time and saves money by cutting out the middleman. Call 317-244-6525 or go online to thomasmonument.com to understand why families have trusted us since 1962.
Would you like to save 20% or more on your insurance? Let AIA and Avon do a free comparison for you. As an independent agent, we can find savings that fit your needs and budget. We work for you, not the insurance companies. Whether your insurance need is big or small, give AIA a call, 317-718-1747, or find out what we can do for you at AIA4lowrates.com.
Hi, this is Caleb with Gluff Plumbing. Does your home need some plumbing updates? Gluff Plumbing is your solution. We specialize in updating old plumbing, everything from water heaters to well pumps, to underground leaks and everything that has to do with water entering and leaving the home, including water and sewer main excavations. We pride ourselves on old-fashioned customer service. Call Gluff Plumbing at 765-721-6789 or visit gluffplumbing.com. That's GLUFF plumbing.com. Call us today.
The compassion of Christ. It's living life connecting to the broken and messy world. It's not simply walking down the street and dropping a quarter in someone's bucket. It's been perverted by Satan from biblical compassion to feeling sorry for, and sympathy isn't where God wants us to live. It's connecting to broken people in our daily life. Living the compassion of Christ.
Need to refresh or renovate your commercial space? Call Interior Construction Services today, providing the highest level of quality construction at a competitive price. Our service-minded team is here to deliver the detail-oriented environment you're looking to create, on time and on budget. Call us at 317-991-4660 or visit us online at interiorconstruct.com. Interior Construction Services. Progressive, productive, professional.
Welcome back. So for those of you that are listening on Freedom 95, my apologies. There was a technical issue happening here this morning to where we were not able to connect with the station. That has since been addressed, and we should be up and running. By the way, I can only imagine how that feels to tune in, expecting to hear this program. The panic, the panic that must ensue, the feeling of just what the world, the loss. Folks, we're also streaming on YouTube. We're on Twitter /Periscope. We're on Facebook. You can also listen on our website live, toddhuffshow.com/listen. So if that is, it has happened a couple of times it's almost 4 years now that we've been on. A couple of times that has happened, but I do apologize for that. All joking aside, I do apologize that we, not always sure what causes that, but thank you to Jeremy for getting that fixed at the station, and now we are up and running there as well. So I want to talk about ballot harvesting. Project Veritas has uncovered ballot harvesting fraud in the state of Minnesota. Now, I was just telling Oz here before the break, they were showing, of course, there's talk about the Trump-Biden debate, which we talked a little bit about and a tiny bit about here at the beginning of the program. But in preparing for that debate, they're going back into the archives and comparing, looking at debates in the past from 2012 with Romney and Obama, back to 1984 with Reagan and Mondale. And looking at I told Oz, I said, have you looked at an electoral map from 1984? Because Reagan won every state but Minnesota. That was 1984, folks, 1984. And the state that Mondale won in 84, Minnesota, is the state that we're talking about here. By the way, Minnesota is a swing state in 2020. It may seem impossible, especially when I just told you that in 1984 it was the only state to vote against President Reagan, vote for Walter Mondale. That seems a little bit crazy to think that Minnesota now is in play. Minnesota was closer in 2016 than many of these so-called experts predicted. By the way, I'll tell you, if you follow polling, I have just started looking at polls. I think everything until now irrelevant. It's used as a tool to encourage people on the left, to discourage people on the right. I mean, there's oversampling. They use polls to create news, all that kind of stuff. But now we're 5 weeks out. Now we're in the home stretch here. Now these polls are going to begin to adjust. And if you've noticed, some of them have been tightening. In fact, I've seen one national poll recently that had Trump in the lead. And then when you look at the polls in swing states, you'll find that there are a lot of problems for Democrats. I mean, this is going to be close in some of these swing states. Now, if one of these two candidates, Trump or Biden, wins, every one of these swing states breaks for him, then on the Electoral College count, it's going to look pretty substantial. In fact, 538, Nate Silver's group, has projected that Biden is going to win 352 electoral votes. I think that's what I saw the other day, 352. You only need 270 to win. So that gives him, 82 electoral votes of cushion. So that is what Nate Silver and his group have to say about that. But you look at what's happening. You look at what I was going to tell you, Trafalgar Group. I've looked in a little bit to the Trafalgar Group. They're Republican, connected to Republican politics, but they are actually pretty darn accurate. And if you look at where they say the election is, Michigan, they have Trump up. Florida, they have Trump up by like 4 points. Minnesota is within a half a point or some such thing. And if you look at their polls, Pennsylvania is the one that looks like it's going to come down to, you look at something like ballot harvesting or voter fraud. It absolutely, without any question whatsoever, for those who deny this unequivocally, that there's no such thing as voter fraud, especially with mail-in ballots. I guess crooks look at that and they think, hey, we won't, just like they want you to think illegal aliens who enter this country, they'll cross our border illegally, but they would never in a million years think about crossing the threshold of a voting booth illegally. Nope, that's where they draw the literal and figurative line, is right there at the threshold of the voting booth. Of course there's voter fraud in mail-in ballots. Why would there not be? To suggest something is to not exist in the realm of reality. It is to suggest that no voter fraud exists because a ballot is mailed in is patently idiotic. Now, how widespread is it? How wide scale? Can we stop it? Are there safeguards in place to prevent it from happening? That's another story. But to suggest that it doesn't happen is absolutely idiotic. And I wish the left would look at more things in life this way, because maybe they wouldn't come up with so many rules and regulations just to open a restaurant, for example. Anyway, going to talk about this ballot harvesting, Project Veritas, on the other side of the break, but we got to take one of those now. You're listening here to the home of conservative, not bitter talk. I'm your host, Todd Huff, back in just a minute.
Looking to make a conservative, not bitter fashion statement? Check out our apparel online, including brand new items at toddhuffshow.com/shop today.
We all know having health insurance doesn't always equal health care. That's why at Freedom HealthWorks, we believe the key to maintaining good health is based on a straightforward, personal relationship with your physician. With our direct doctor-patient relationship model, we remove your healthcare middleman and replace him with transparent pricing and incentive to call your doctor at the first sign of illness. So if you're ready to experience real care from a doctor that really cares about you, go to freedomhealthworks.com and learn more about the benefits of our direct primary care model. Freedom HealthWorks. Be treated better.
This is the sound of your typical do-it-yourselfer in completely over his head.
For heating, plumbing, and electrical done right.
Call Mr. Quick. Call Mr. Quick.
Dial the number, spell the words.
For on time.
Anxiety, depression, relationship problems, past trauma. Problems rarely get better when given time. Care to Change counseling can help. Our professionals combined evidence-based care models with scripture to get you on the path to a productive life. We are here to help you make the changes you need for a healthier, happier you. Take that brave step today. Call Care to Change at 317-790-9396 or visit caretochange.org.
Our word can't be diluted, because we are taught that a promise is a commitment in which you always follow through. No ifs, ands, or buts. So every time you walk through Greg Hubler Chevrolet doors, you can count on the advice and expertise we provide you. Because when we make a promise, we keep it. Greg Hubler Chevrolet. Promise kept. Visit GregHublerChevy.com. Find new roads.
What if your bank treated you like a person instead of an account number? What if you could sit across from the person you are opening an account with or requesting a loan from and have an actual conversation? You may be thinking, Todd, that's crazy talk. Well, not at Citizens Bank. Come visit them in Monrovia and meet Nick Gibson, their new branch manager, and the rest of their staff. Or give them a call at 317-831-0110. Citizens Bank is an equal housing lender and member FDIC.
Corrin Homes is expanding their 55-plus community. Briar Creek is the only senior manufactured home community in Indianapolis featuring Indiana-built homes. Floor plans and finishes starting at $75,000. Enjoy affordable, low-maintenance lifestyle with the charm of a residential neighborhood. Located minutes from I-465 in Fort Harrison State Park. Corrin Homes, family-owned and operated since 1955. Check us out at COHRONhomes.com. Mention the Todd Huff Show and receive a $1,000 discount on your new home.
If you own a rental property, you know the hassles of marketing, renting, collecting, and the handling of maintenance and repairs. One call to Zuluscape can put an end to your property management headaches. Zuluscape has over 20 years of experience helping landlords throughout central Indiana and taking the stress out of owning a rental. From A to Z, let Zuluscape handle it all so you can enjoy owning a rental instead of hating being a landlord. Give us a call at 317-663-8485 or visit our website at Zuluscape.com.
Welcome back. So let's talk a little bit about this James O'Keefe Project Veritas undercover, what do I want to say, sting operation or whatever expose, whatever they call these. So James O'Keefe, they've exposed a lot of things happening, he and Project Veritas, and now they have uncovered or they have exposed ballot harvesting fraud in the state of Minnesota. So ballot harvesting, what is that? Well, ballot harvesting is when people let's say you cast your ballot or you fill out your ballot, you take it to a location. A ballot harvester who has clear connections to potentially, I mean, this is not uncommon that they have a political agenda, the organization with which they are involved with. In fact, if you want to get down to the nitty-gritty, you could say that the post office, postal workers have political interests. Their postal union has endorsed Biden for president, but nonetheless, ballot harvesters say, hey, bring it to the local community center, your ballot, or bring it to whatever. We'll pick it up at the nursing home. We'll pick it up at your church. We'll take your ballots in. Take them in and actually just, turn those in and poof, your problem is solved. But what happens? What prevents someone who collects these ballots from trying to change the votes or throwing the ones out that he or she doesn't like? In fact, that's what the sting operation uncovered, I should say. New York Post reporting here, a ballot harvesting racket in Democratic Representative Ilhan Omar's Minneapolis district. Remember the city that burns to the ground, the city that has defunded and dismantled the police, and now they're wondering why there's more violence in their city. Where paid workers illegally gather absentee ballots from elderly Somali immigrants appears to have been busted by undercover news organization Project Veritas. One alleged ballot harvester, Liban Mohammed, the brother of Minneapolis City Council member Jamal Osman, so shocking, is shown in a bombshell Snapchat video rifling through piles of ballots strewn across his dashboard. Just today, we got 300 for Jamal Osman, says Mohammed in the video. I have 300 ballots in my car right now. Numbers don't lie. You can see my car is full. All these here are absentee ballots. Look, all these are for Jamal Osman, he says, displaying the white envelopes. Money is the king of the world, and a campaign is driven by money. Under Minnesota law, no individual can be the designated agent for more than 3 absentee voters. So some states allow it, some states don't, as Minnesota does not here. You can only take in 3 ballots at a time. He's got 300 proclaiming that they're all for Mr. Osman. And poof, there you go. That is an illegal activity in the state of Minnesota. It's on video. But you know what? People just don't, there's nothing to see here as far as the media is concerned. Nothing to see here. How does he know? By the way, how does he know there's 300 votes for Osman there? Did he look? Did he? I mean, can he? This is one of the questions about mail-in ballots. One of the reasons why some states are now saying you have to send your ballot in a security envelope so that people can't see who your vote is for, so that if they don't like your vote, they don't throw it out. Again, this is going to be a real problem come election night and the days to follow. Got to take a break. You're listening to Conservative Not Bitter Talk. I'm your host, Todd Huff, back here in just a minute.
Like what you hear on Todd's show? Why not get more by signing up for Todd's free Semi-Sweet Morsels of Truth newsletter? To subscribe, visit toddhuffshow.com/subscribe or text HUFF to 31996.
You rely on your vehicle every day. It's not a member of the family, but you spend as much time with it as most family members. You wouldn't take your family to just any doctor, so don't trust your vehicle to just any repair service. At Raymond's Auto and Truck Repair in Plainfield, we have well-trained, caring technicians that have the expertise to get you back on the road. For 25 years, we've been servicing personal, commercial, and fleet vehicles. Give us a call at 317-838-7112 for the car service you deserve.
Our partner, Global Plasma Solutions, has published ionization testing results that demonstrate a 99.4% reduction rate on a SARS-CoV-2 COVID-19 surface strain within 30 minutes. This is the first instance that an air purification company has effectively neutralized SARS-CoV-2. Commercial Service Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing is installing this solution in businesses and homes in South Central Indiana. Get your free information kit at commercialservice.com/info. Commercial Service, commercial-grade service for your home.
Does your business have a plan for social media marketing? Are you reaching the right audiences through Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and the list goes on? Are you learning from the data? Jarbo can help. Our team doesn't just come in and tell you how to be successful. We help you execute and measure your sales and marketing efforts. Give us a call at 317-834-6560 or visit us online at jarbomarketing.com. That's jarbomarketing.com. Make social media work for you.
Do you use the expensive blue or yellow pills to charge your sex life? Are you thinking about it? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pills deliver the exact same results for less than $3. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. And right now, radio callers will get 44 blue or yellow pills for $120 with free discreet shipping. You can save more than $700 off pharmacy prices. Charge your sex life now and save a ton of money. Call now and get your 44 pills and save over $700 and qualify for free shipping. Stop overpaying and call right now.
800-764-9168. 800-764-9168. 800-764-9168. That's 800-764-9168.
Hi, this is Caleb with Gluff Plumbing. Does your home need some plumbing updates? Gluff Plumbing is your solution. We specialize in updating old plumbing, everything from water heaters to well pumps, to underground leaks and everything that has to do with water entering and leaving the home, including water and sewer main excavations. We pride ourselves on old-fashioned customer service. Call Gluff Plumbing at 765-721-6789 or visit gluffplumbing.com. That's GLUFF plumbing.com. Call us today.
Did you know that there are 21,000 chimney fires annually? It's one of the reasons why it's so important to have a CSIA certified chimney technician clean and inspect your chimney every year. Keep your family safe by joining our 3-year sweep and inspection plan. And mention Todd to be entered to win $1,000 in cash. Contact Smalling Masonry, a Christian-owned business, at 317-903-8121 to learn more today.
Welcome back. If you watch that video, Project Veritas video, you'll actually see that one of the folks on camera says that if you look closely at the ballots, if you look close, and I don't know if this is noticeable from the actual camera, from the video itself, but he says if you look at the ballots, you'll see that they're blank. So these ballot harvesters are actually, apparently, at least according to one of the individuals on tape, They're collecting blank ballots and filling them out however they wish. So to act like this isn't a problem is living with head in the sand. Folks, I've got to go. Thanks for listening. SDG. See you tomorrow. Take care.
Are you concerned about your investments? Intrepid Financial has been educating, customizing, and servicing Hoosier investment portfolios since 1998. Our family-owned and operated business builds strong bonds with our clients. When you call, we answer the phone, always ready to walk you through your investment strategy. Intrepid means without fear. We want our clients to be fearless, to feel secure with their investments. Give us a call at 317-818-1776 or visit us online at intrepidfinancial.com.
As a listener of this program, I have no doubt that you embrace the value of hard work, honesty, and integrity. And when you have the opportunity to work with a company that fully embraces and shares these values, I'm sure you jump at it. Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing is just that type of company in Central Indiana. Jeff and Jod Woods have a team of professional technicians here to help tune up your furnace or install a quality new train system. And they're also here to fix those nasty plumbing problems that seem to happen at the absolute worst time. So the next time you have a plumbing, heating, or cooling need, give the good folks at Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing a call. Call 317-831-5279. That's 317-831-5279. Or visit economyheatingandair.com.
Healthcare is expensive and complicated. Did you know that as a Christian business owner, it is possible to provide access to affordable health benefits for your employees? Remodel Health has helped employers across the United States save over $22 million in the past 3 years. Our innovative approach allows your employees to have the health benefits they need at a cost you can afford. Go to remodelhealth.com/Todd to help your employees find the healthcare they deserve. Remodel Health. Rethink employee health benefits.